Hi, I'm Michael, and this is Carelifornia. And this week puts us at about 6 months from when the pandemic and the lockdown started, which is a perfect point in time to look at how the pandemic has affected state SNAP enrollment and look at which states had the biggest increase in SNAP recipients as a result of the pandemic. Also, California residents affected by the fires are going to be able to apply for temporary disaster SNAP benefits in some specific counties. And Nebraska governor defends his choice to not extend SNAP benefits for September. So today we're going to talk about which states saw the biggest SNAP changes as a result of the pandemic, California's disaster SNAP for those affected by the fires, and Nebraska's governor trying to defend his decision to let some Nebraskans go hungry. Now this is your 5-minute daily dose, so let's make this quick. But before we do that, if you like this information, if you find it interesting, if you find it helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you can get updates when our newest and most informative videos become available. Now that we are 6 months into the pandemic, there's more data available about the early months of the pandemic and how it affected states' SNAP spending and SNAP enrollments. Today, looking through the data, I thought it would be interesting to share which states saw the biggest increase and decrease in SNAP enrollments by percentage. All these numbers are taken comparing the month of April, so April 2019 compared to April 2020, when the pandemic first started. First is Massachusetts, and they saw the biggest percentage increase of SNAP enrollments by 104%, which means their SNAP recipients went from 750,000 recipients to 1.5 million recipients. The largest percentage increase in spending was Michigan, who saw a 160% increase in their SNAP spending from $140 million to $364 million. Now, of course, larger states like California, Texas, and Florida, they did see more actual people enroll and their spending go up in actual dollars, but the percentage for both these categories were still less than Massachusetts and Michigan. Now, for the smallest, North Carolina saw the most decrease in recipients as well as spending. Their SNAP recipients decreased by 7.2% from April 2019 compared to April 2020. And their spending went down 6.4%, so down from $143 million to $134 million. To me, it's so interesting to see these real numbers. We hear from you every single day and are super thankful to have you a part of our community. But we see the unprecedented increase in the numbers and the cost. It's baffling to think how Congress could just be sitting on their hands waiting for the election to pass before they do anything. At this point, California has been on fire for a few weeks, and now multiple counties have been federally declared as disaster zones as a result. This means that folks living in these areas affected by fires will be eligible to apply for CalFresh, that's California's SNAP, benefits under the less stringent disaster SNAP rules. Additionally, current SNAP recipients are able to take advantage of 3 new waivers that have been temporarily implemented in California. The first waiver is for hot food waiver, which allows people in affected counties to be able to purchase hot foods with their EBT benefits. The second is a waiver that extends the time SNAP recipients can report that their food was lost as a result of the disaster and can request additional replacement benefits. And finally is the automatic mass replacement of SNAP benefits for people in specific counties. I'll put a link down below that has more information and specifically what counties these waivers apply to. So if you have SNAP and were affected by the fires, or don't have SNAP and were affected by the fires but need extra help with food, please use the links down below to go to the website and see if you can qualify for the extra help. Lastly tonight, the governor of Nebraska, Pete Ricketts, on Wednesday said that he stands by his decision to not request additional emergency SNAP benefits for his state. His defense for allowing people to go hungry is, quote, unemployment has fallen below 5%. People are returning back to work and that sort of thing. So we think it's appropriate to go to more normal benefits with that, end quote. This is despite the fact that 20% of Nebraskans are still facing food insecurities, and nearly 20 state senators have lobbied him to not pass up the opportunity to provide the nearly $25 million more in food benefits to mostly children and disabled state residents. His logic in this situation is absurd. To think that the only people who are affected by increased food prices and the additional cost of getting food are those who could be working. By not participating in the program, he is not only hurting those Nebraskans who need help, but people who are not able to go to work, who are on fixed incomes like seniors who bear the full brunt of increased cost of food as a result of the pandemic. And now they're forced to make do with less than necessary benefits. Overall, It's a shame that Nebraska's governor turned a blind eye to the people suffering in his state. My heart goes out to all of you in Nebraska who are forced to needlessly struggle because of Ricketts' decision. Also, for those of you getting affected by the fires here in California, please stay safe. And if you need food help, make sure to use the links down below and see if you may be able to apply for disaster-specific SNAP benefits. Finally, it's astonishing to see the number of people who have begun receiving SNAP benefits directly as a result of the pandemic and the lockdowns. I know it won't last forever, but there isn't an end in sight, and it is sorry to see that our Congress cannot pass their political maneuvering to ensure that food benefits and other things like rental protections and stimulus checks can get out to those Americans who need them most. This has been your 5-minute daily dose, and I hope that you found it interesting or helpful or at least useful. And if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you can get updates when our newest and most informative videos become available. Also, we here at Carelifornia, we know health insurance. So if you have any questions about your health insurance, leave those down below and we'll be happy to make a new video or a new post as soon as we can. Now, other than that, I'm Michael and this is Carelifornia, wishing you a happy, healthy day.